Oh, hello, everybody, on a stream that I didn't think I was going to be having today, or I was in the wrong year and I was in the wrong month. My calendars in the bedroom that are on the wall were set for next year at this time. Not this year, next year. So I had to fix that, and I've got notes all over the place in there to make sure the calendars are updated and on the right month, because mine weren't. That's why I was a day ahead of everything. That's why I said Thanksgiving would be tomorrow, because on that calendar in the bedroom, it was saying Wednesday. And of course, today is Wednesday, and I think, well, that isn't lining up with what everything else is. So I looked and I said, well, this is the 2020. Uh-oh. It wasn't the 2025, it was the 2026. So that's how things got screwed up. That's how I kind of mentally screwed things up. And then went and said it because that's what I was reading off my calendar in the bedroom that someone had set wrong. I can't remember who did it, but it was one of the people that come over here. Oh, yes, I do. And she asked me if she could put the calendar up on the cork board, not cork board, but those things you stick thumbtacks into. You can hang it on the wall. I have a fairly large one in the bedroom. And then I need to fix this one. I do have this one too. You can't see because I've got to, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I really do not know. But I need to put it up on the wall. Without scraping the wall. That's scraped all the way down. Oh, wow, these walls are going to have to be repainted when I move out anyhow, if I ever do. But I need another one of those about that size. Two of them for one on that side of the room, one on the other side. Corkboard, board. Yeah, they're called something. But I need to, I also need to get one of those about that size that are calendars. You can hang them on the wall. They're about yay thick. You can hang them on the wall and you can write the name the month, put the name of the month on there, and then put all the days in there. And it's got real big, huge squares that you can write different things in. I think as I get older, I need to have more visual stuff instead of just remembering because I can't remember. I'm kind of starting to realize that. And I need to put that over on that wall, over where the other desk is. But I'm gonna ask the magical question when my mom comes up here if it'd be all right for me to get rid of this couch that's broken. It's kind of broken because they're not made to take heavy people, and I've had like people are too big sitting in that thing, and I think it finally broke. So I need to get another something put in there. My mom's wanting me to get one of those big, huge um, chairs that can you recline. I'm just wanting a slender, small, lazy boy, one person can kick back and relax. The thing will go all the way back, so you're practically looking up at the ceiling. You can practically go flat with those things. Lazy Boy has a few of them. There's a few other makes out there that I don't know. Here's what I'm thinking of, but yeah, that's calendars. I need them in the bedroom because that's 90% of where I spend my time, and I do spend some out here, but I don't have dual monitors out here. Which reminds me again that I need to get a new desk for this living room. And then someone also asked me, onto the next subject on the list, streaming server. Someone asked me, "Do you have a streaming server for what? For your live streams?" Like, no, I don't have a streaming server for my live streams. She says, "You know, you might want to try to get one, and you can probably make them off one of those mini PCs. That would require having a monitor, though, wouldn't it?" Yeah, but you have monitors. She doesn't realize that I'm using all three monitors that I've got, and then I'd actually have to get a fourth monitor to get a streaming server set up because you'd have to have the monitor to get it all set up, and then after that you put it on the network, and then you have a streaming server. I don't know if I really need it. I don't think I do. Um, my sound on. I don't think I really need one, but it'd be nice to play with it. It's something to experiment with, and where I'd put the other streaming server computer, I have no idea. I think I can do it off the mini computers, or I can do it off that board that Tony sent me, the Asus. No, I've got that wrong. I've got it wrong. Yeah, I did have wrong. I did have it wrong. It's the ASRock, the smaller ASRock board. I could probably turn that into a server because it's just a small little motherboard. Um, it is sitting in the Cooler Master case, but I need to take it out of the Cooler Master case, and I don't know. That's something I'd like to see accomplished. See if I can do it. I don't know if I can up here. I don't know. Um, and then if I get a bunch of cameras, or not cameras, webcams. I know it's supposed to be cameras, but I can't afford cameras. So the way I'm wanting to do it, I would need one. I need three just for the desk. One over there, and probably one over there, and then I'd have to have a video switching, so you can go from one webcam to the other. Or I might do it with webcams. It's not going to look as pretty, but I can try it. Um, if anybody has any ideas on this, tell me in chat or leave it in the comments below after the live stream's over. These are kind of some things I'd like to get going. And one of them is a streaming server. I'd like to just try it, see if it can be done. I need to get my server up and running. That hasn't been going for a while because it can't see one, two, three computers that I've got. It can't see. Can sometimes see the living room, and if it can't see the living room, it's seeing the bedroom. But if it's in the bedroom, it can't see itself. To back, it isn't saying living room. It isn't saying bedroom computer on in the bedroom from the server. So if I look on the server from the bedroom, it isn't saying bedroom server or bedroom computer. I'm not sure why that is. It's weird. And then it flip flops. If I am in here, I can't see this one on the network. It's all screwy. It's something I've missed somewhere, and some days somebody's gonna have to probably guide me as to how to. I know it's on the server side, and I need to pull that server box out, and I need to get the settings set on there. I've got one or two settings in there that's screwed up, and with some assistance, I'll get the settings right in the permissions area. That's where the problem. And I need. No, I'll talk about that later on Zoom tonight. But there's something else I need, but I don't want to get public about that. Something I would like to have. I don't say I need it and have to have it, but it's something I'd like to have. If I can remember what it is at that time. Like right now, I just forgot. But I'll remember it later. Some other changes that I'd like to. Um, some other changes I'm gonna be doing is change the PC, change the picture in the OBS where it says "How may I help you?" Today with maybe some help. I'm gonna see if I can change that to a different picture. We've been looking at that for a while, and I need to change it anyhow. The thumbnail picture. I know there's some people that like it, but I looked at it today and I think, no, 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 no. I like my picture in it. I like the picture itself, but that yellow is too. That yellow's got to go. I'm gonna change that to something different. I think. The more I look at it, and I kept looking at it today, and I left it on the screen, and I looked at it, and I looked at it. I think, no, no, we need to change that to a more not so blow up in your face color, because that's kind of annoying to me. Now that I've seen it 2 or 3 times, I looked at it. It's like, no, we need to change the color. But I'm not good at background colors and blending colors with the writing. That's one thing I've always been bad at in art, even in grade school. The teachers couldn't quite figure out why I couldn't do that. Well, I still can't today. They tell me to put two colors together to make them blend and make another color, or put a color as a background, and then let that dry, and then put another color on it that you could see. And I was always told I was doing it wrong. I mean, I got graded for it as probably C minus, but they always told me that's not what we were asking for. I never have been able to get it straight since then. Putting colors, I've never been a billboard artist where they know how to make the right colors pop out and some blend in. I I can't do that. People have been telling me for years, oh, it's a piece of cake thing. Not in my head, it isn't. I've never been good at that. People just scratch their heads like, why can't he do that? I don't know why I can't, but I do know looking at that yellow every day is not going to be favorable to some. So I need to change that, and then of course the subscribe button, which I'll probably snag on one of these days and get that put in there. So I am making changes for January 1st of 2026. There's a few changes that I'm going to make here and there, and um, there are some changes that have been asked for. Some people are wondering about it. Others are just kind of scratching their head with saying, "Why is that there?" It's like, well, that's a good question. Why is that there? And it's been there for 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, however many months it's been. They've been there for a while, so some changes coming. Some hopefully better changes. I think they should be better. I know this was just kind of our first shot at it. This is how we're gonna do the thumbnail for this one. But then I looked at it and said, no, that yellow's to me is too bright. It doesn't work with me. So I could probably use help from probably more than one person, more than 2 people, more than 3. There's about maybe 4 of us that maybe need to get together and put our heads together and get a thumbnail that's more presentable than the one that's there. I'm not really liking that one. It's not really making me smile when I look at it. But that's my first shot at a thumbnail. I mean, come on, give me a little bit of a break. I'm not that bad, but the colors were suggested to me, and I say, well, just leave it there. It's like, okay, it's yellow, it might do okay. And now that I look at it 2 days later, it's like, no, 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 it's not gonna work. Um, I just my brain can't work that way as to coming up with something different. Hello, William. An early happy Thanksgiving. No, not early. I think it's tomorrow, but I had my calendars and everything in the bedroom. Someone had put them on the wrong year. They had it for 2026. So next year, Thanksgiving starts on a Wednesday, and everything in the bedroom was set wrong until I looked at everything. It's like, that's wrong. That piece of paper there that someone had made a kind of a whatever it is for dates and months, and that was wrong. So, yeah, it wasn't necessarily my fault, but I wasn't the one that set it up. But I didn't look at it to see if it was correct until today, because I couldn't understand why some dates weren't lining up right, and some people were saying it's a Thursday, and I'm saying no, it's Wednesday because that's what my calendar said. Well, you've got a goofy calendar, and I was like, why did he just say that? So I got off with him on the phone. I think that was yesterday. I thought, yeah, yesterday. And then today, I looked at it and I said, why are things not lining up? And I went in the date and I thought, well, this is a 2025 calendar. And I went and looked at it and it said 2026. Oh. When Jessica was here, she was playing with things in the bedroom and she thought I'd catch it, which I didn't, that she put it on 2026. Um, I don't think maybe she knew, but she just hung it up on the wall and just said it's up on the wall. I don't think she cared what day or what month she had it on. I think she was off by a couple of months, so I flipped it over to the month that we should have been on, which was last month. And I never put it in my head to look at the date to see the year if it was on 2025 or 2026. She had it on 2026. And it just never dawned on me till today to look at the calendar to see what year it's on. Because I took in judgment, I took it in faith that people around here know what the hell they're doing. Obviously, obviously, I'm a little bit wrong on that one. I thought people would put it up onto the right day, right year, and put an X on the current day or the yesterday, the day before. So I kind of have somewhat of an idea. It's like no wonder I've been backwards in my head for the last month or so. Calendars on the wrong day, and things weren't lining up. And I could never understand it. Why the dates and the months, and I said, did they go into a different year than what I'm in? And I was in a different year than what everybody else was in. On that calendar that I was putting my appointments on. Thankfully, I left the cards to my appointments above it. So that's the other clue that was kind of throwing me off. One of my dates for doctor appointments. That was off by about. It wasn't making sense. So he was saying it was a Tuesday, and mine's like that day is a Thursday. So either they're wrong, or and then I put everything together, and I finally look over at the year on the calendar, 2026. But I probably would have made the same mistake if it was me. I was just being nice, and people were trying to help me as I got groceries that time, and And I came home again with some more stuff, and they wanted to help organize a few things, and they said that calendar, where's it go? I said, Jessica asked where it can go. She says that they can go on the board in the bedroom. She said, okay, I'll put it up for you. It's like, well, that was nice. I was thinking she put it on the right day, right month, and whatever, but no, she didn't. So that's why the snafu and everything for is there everything's been wrong. Got all my notes from this month for all the live streams that I've been doing. I got more here. I've got more there, so been keeping all my notes. So if there's something I want to go back to or something that someone said I never said it, I can go back into my notes and say, yes, I did. Pay attention to the video. I did say that. Because it's in my notes that I said that I was going to say it. So, thankfully, I haven't had to do that. Most people are paying attention to what I'm saying, and I'm the one that's not paying attention. So, just another key note here. Friday's live stream. I'm getting picked up to go grocery shopping at 10 o'clock. If with no delays, I should be back by 1:30. Give me a little leeway. Give me a little extra rope on Friday. I could be 5-10 minutes late, but stick around. I will show up. It's probably just going to be at 2 o'clock or 2:02, or I'm probably going to be early, so I'll probably be sitting here waiting for the live stream. But 10 o'clock, I wish she'd kind of said earlier, although I'd have to get up earlier, and I don't like that idea. So 10 o'clock works on Friday. So I'll be grocery shopping, and then she said she's got a whole bunch of things she wants to talk about. Probably more, I don't know, I'm not sure. It's probably more of the things that I've been doing in the last month that she's probably not happy with. She wants me to change it back, which I'm not going to. She's just going to have to live with it the way it is. It works for me, and it's me and my doctor, and no, never mind. Be a story I don't want to get into. So anyhow, the other thing I need to do is get pictures and everything off this computer because be the last thing I talk about here, but it's something I'm wanting to do, and then that'll be around 2:30, and I'll say my goodbyes. But for now, I've been thinking for a while, and I do mean a little while. I don't know, a couple of months. Especially now that this Z390 gaming S computer is motherboard is starting to cause issues. Remember that black spots incident that I was telling you about? It would happen every once in a while on the bedroom, the computer that was in the bedroom. Well, that's the Z390, and it's doing the same thing. Again, it's a problem I thought would go away, and it didn't. So I swapped boards. I went over to the other gigabyte board that's in that one, and that is come on, the B560 Aurora's Pro AX. AX is the wireless. Well, it's just the B560. But I'm thinking, being that this Gigabyte Z390 Gaming X is one of the older boards I have, and I am just reflecting off of everything, aren't I? Lighting is all wrong. This is all wrong. My hair is all wrong today because I opened the wind, and the wind. Um, but I've been thinking of replacing this Z390 with one of these. I have the board because I have the new one that I think Tony sent me in the closet, and I haven't used it yet. Um, I can probably. I don't know what I can do to get that one built. Um, I guess plenty of other parts around here. I could probably do parts of it, but um, memory, CPU, and the NVMe. NVMe, I could probably swing off. I could probably just I don't know. Maybe I can't. Um, I'm kind of limited to what I can do because I've, like I told you the story. My mother and my parents are just not people that are letting their kids spend money. Um, and I'm not a kid, but still today at even 57, she's telling me that I shouldn't be spending money. So stay on a tight budget and watch my pennies. Well, that's kind of hard to do when one of the things that I do is I build computers. So, which I haven't been doing lately because nobody's been asking, which is kind of good in a way. But I need to get one of my own built. Um, I need to replace this Z390. The B560 Auroras. That one is the server computer at the moment. And then I'd like this new MSI motherboard that I've got in the closet. I'd like to slowly, over the next 2 or 3 months, get that one built, and that one will replace this Z390 gigabyte. It's starting to show issues, and that is a 390. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's got an 1151 socket, but I forget what generation it is. I think it's 8th or 9th, one of the two. But I need to get into the Ultra. That's what this MSI is the Ultra CPU. The only problem I have with this is the memory prices, if anybody has noticed, is skyrocketed. So getting memory for this motherboard would be, and this is the MSI Pro Z790S Wi-Fi. I guess all you need is the MSI Pro Z790S. But it also has Wi-Fi, so I mentioned it. I suppose getting memory for this is going to be awfully expensive unless one of the memory sticks I have will work. I think I have memory that would work on this. I possibly have a hard drive that'll work. It would probably not be the one that's supposed to be in here, but I have one that would probably work. So I've got the memory, maybe the hard drive, maybe the memory. The only thing I need is, yeah, CPU. Those have also gone up in price, so I don't know. It's a dream that's probably not going to happen because I've got too many people to fight with to get it. And I would try explaining to them. I would try explaining to them why I need to replace it because they just don't understand the old and the new, and the old needs to go, need to get it new. Then she'll say, "Well, didn't you just do this a few months ago?" "Yeah, that wasn't necessarily my computer I was working on." And she says, "Why are you spending this money on other people's computers?" Like, my God. Never mind. Never mind. So I just don't ask, and so I don't know. I just know that I need that video card, the AMD. But see, the other video card that I had, the PNY, the PNY was doing the same thing. The screen would just completely black out. And like I said the other day, I could actually with this one the other night, the black screen showed up, and I was able to click on the screen and able to paint back my desktop picture, which was the Taj Mahal. It was weird because I clicked on it and I saw a little bit of the desktop. It's like, what the hell is going on here? So I just went back and forth on the entire thing, from the top all the way down to the bottom, and repainted my desktop back to. I basically erased the black that was on the monitor and was able to show my desktop picture again, which is the Taj Mahal. And again, I don't know why it's doing that. This board has been kind of funny. Um, and it's starting to act really slow. And I've gone through all the maintenance things. I've done everything that you guys have talked about for years. I've done all that, and it's just not wanting to. It's getting to the point where what my Windows 7 computers used to do, my early ones, you'd click on something and you just wait for it to take that process to take place. But in the meantime, you had your fingers crossed that it wouldn't blue screen. That's what I'm up against on this one. And before that happens, I got that new motherboard in the closet that I'd like to use and get it swapped for before this one goes out. Um, I don't know what it's doing. I've cleaned it. It's sparkling clean inside and out, especially inside. I really detailed it this time. Really got it nice, looking nice and pretty in there. And then put the sides back on it, and so it's not because of dirt. The fins on the fans are all clean. They're all nice and polished, as some say. Because I took a fingernail Q-tip to them and wiped each blade down. So that one is especially clean because it's constantly swallowing dust and dirt in there because of the air conditioner sitting right here. So it's getting all kinds of dirty air. So I have to clean it more often. Hello, John. And hello, Mabel. Hello. Hello, Jeff Ryman. Hello. And MCB. Hello. I think I got William already. Hello, William. Darren. Yeah, I think I caught up with chat. You think? Yeah, I saw Mabel in here once. Oh, Frog. SNY and SNS 77. You going to have a good Thanksgiving, Rick? Well, kind of, sort of, not really. I think I'm just going to be sitting here by my lonesome, sitting in my chair like I am now. Yeah, it's going to be a lonely day. Because I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving. Especially in the weather that we've been having. We just got a snowstorm yesterday. And it ended earlier than it was supposed to. It was supposed to end today at noon. Well, it wasn't snowing this morning when I got up around 7. don't know. I must have fallen asleep early again last night. Don't know what time it was, but I know it was before midnight, and I was passed out cold. Woke up the first time it was 6:11. I said I'm not getting up now. Too early. So I tried to go back to sleep, and I think I did till 7:03. And I just said I gotta get up. I can't stay in bed anymore. So I've been up since 7:03. So this day of mine might be rather short. If I can stay awake for Zoom, I will, but I don't plan on being there long. And I wasn't on Zoom last night because I had people that stopped over. And they got into a conversation that I knew wasn't going to end in the next 15 minutes, so that's why when Ken asked me if I was okay, I said, yeah, I'm fine. It's just off doing my own thing and listening to him. I wasn't really talking. It was more listening than me getting a word in edgewise. John says mine started out great. Just sold a laptop. So now you guys know, now that the secret's out, now you guys know what my big project I want to get done. Somehow, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Get the board in this computer replaced. And then I can get rid of that Z390. So one of the first ones I had that, I had newer ones than that. I just picked an older one because of the price at the time. And I said, it's not what I'm supposed to get, but just to get a computer here up and running, I just picked the Z390 Gaming X. Not exactly what I wanted, but anything else I was supposed to get, too expensive. That board alone was expensive enough. That was what, 100 and... It was almost $138 by the time $139 by the time I got done paying for it. And I was not wanting to pay that, but I also needed a motherboard, so you get to that kind of point where you're in between prices between the price I usually go off of, which this year has changed, which is probably why I'm going to get told no. Because I'm going to go from 140 up to about 200 in the price of motherboards. Well, I'll say 130 up to 180, 190. It's my price range on boards. I know there's better ones out there, but that's all the best I'm going to do is on a... But the problem is convincing her that I just built one a couple of months ago. I was like, why do I need another one? I won't get that through her head. And then she's going to say, and the cost is going to be $600, $700, $800. She's like, no, you can spend that money on other better things than that. Don't you have 2 or 3 other? Yeah, I do, but they all have a separate purpose for the live stream, is what I'm going to have to say. Just to kind of get her more confused in electronics and how things are supposed to work. I'm going to just clobber her mind with, I need this for that, and the other 2 computers on the other side of the room, but they're also going to have their own 2 jobs, which technically is true. I have the server, and then I'm going to have a streaming server. And I'll make that out of one of the minis or off the Cooler Master case. That's the other project I want to get into, is making a streaming server. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just want to see if it can be done. That's the only thing I can say is I don't need it, but what the hell? I want to see if it can be done. See if I can do it with help, a lot of help. Not only up here, but people on a live stream or people on Zoom later on. I'll get all the parts, or I'll get somehow I'll acquire all the parts. Then I gotta do this computer. So yeah, things are gonna get expensive. So one at a time, I guess. Whichever one is the more reliable one to do, and I would think the streaming server, because I have two other computers that can be used for a streaming server. So I don't know. And if I can't do that, then maybe we could build up the other MSI motherboard, the new one, and replace the Z390. The 390 should tell you alone how old it is. In fact, yeah, it's an 8th gen. That's what that is, an 8th gen. 8th and 9th gen, I think. No, thank you. No longer interested. So with that, guys, I have said enough. I've been rambling, but now you know what my hopes and dreams and kind of the direction I'm wanting to take my live streams. Another keynote, and then I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go do something else. Probably get on Zoom because I haven't been there for over 15 hours. People have also asked me what is visually, what would the Rick's Tech Pub be? Well, it's exactly that. It's a tech pub. It's a normal pub where you usually have beer, a small square little building. That just like my friend Jackie, she used to work at a pub. It's just a square building with a bar, and you have another area over off to the right of that for pool or whatever, darts. And in the front there might be a pool table. So I know there was one sitting behind me when I was sitting at the bar. I turn around and there's a pool table, and there's a pool table, and then beside that is where they play darts. And then they had another room, and that the bar itself is where all the tablets would be. It wouldn't be serving beer or anything, but it'd have every other kind of single drink you could think of. It would be non-alcoholic. Um, but there'd be places to hook up all kinds of tablets, all kind of laptops, for recharging or whatever. Um, and then in the other part of the room is where all the desktops would be. It have like 4 rows of desktop computers for gaming, mostly, and I'd have the 4th row for something else that's not gaming, but for people that want to get into programming or logging stuff or doing whatever where they're not doing the gaming stuff, but they can do their own 3D rendering, 3D pictures, 3D whatever. There'll be a computer there for that. So that's kind of what the Tech Pub is a place where people would go in to use their laptop and they don't want to be home because they've got 3 screaming kids and a yelling wife, and they want to get out of there. So they just say, I'm just going to go down to Rick's Tech Pub, take the laptop, put it in your arms, and go. And then people show up with their laptops, they plug in their laptops or tablets or whatever, and the desktops would be for people that need to get something done, like they want to do gaming for an hour or so, and there'd be some kind of a timing system on that where they'd have to be told to get off. But yeah, and then I'd have monitors or big flat screen TVs on the wall showing something, I don't know, tech related. Maybe where the bar part would be, where you have all your drinks and everything. Well, you can drink anywhere in there, but that's where I think I'd have the TV. Something like that. But now, if I could find something like that on the internet, close to what I've described, which I know I did a horrible job of, but it's just a small square building. It has an in and a back area, outside lounge area, where 15 people could sit outside with a canopy, sitting a long canopy, sitting over them. So if they wanted to sit outside but not be directly in the sun, there's a canopy they could sit in. They would house. They have maybe 10 to 15 people. So that's kind of what it is. I just took it off my friend's pub that she works at, and that's kind of what the tech pub would be. It's a place for tech stuff, computers, tablets. Get work accomplished when you can't be at the office or at home. You need another place to be that would be kind of fun and have some of your friends meet there. That's kind of what the tech pub is. Except I'm just, and for a place for live streams and whatever. There'd be a few other private rooms off in the side somewhere for doing that. But that's kind of what I dreamed up in my head. If I could find a picture of all that on the internet, yeah, that'd be nice. So, now that I've gone on for 45 minutes, 46 minutes, and apparently I'm hungrier than I thought, I am going to say my goodbyes now, because I gotta go find something to eat. My stomach has decided it wants attention. So, with that, guys, I'm gonna say, let's review this one more time so I get it right. So, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, right? Tomorrow's Thursday. So, it's tomorrow I won't have a live stream. So, I'm gonna take. I don't know. I won't say I won't have a live stream. I might pop in at some point for a live stream or something and just say hello, or I might have an upload. I'm just doing a Thanksgiving special, which I think should probably be a live stream, which would require me to change the thumbnail. I still need to change. I'm still okay. Yeah, I will see you guys possibly tomorrow. I'll work on things tonight and tomorrow for that OBS picture of how may I help you and the guy sitting there. I want to change that to something different. So William, Ken, Jeff, who's ever in the live stream today, if you can think of something tonight when we're in chat or some maybe in Ken's live stream tonight, if you've thought of something, put it in chat in Ken's live stream or put it in chat in Zoom later on tonight. As I'm coming up with nothing. I'm just not really a creative person, so I'm looking for someone that kind of is, but kind of within the guidelines of what I want, and I'm not sure what that is yet. So someone smarter than me is going to have to guide me through that, because I'm just going in circles. I'm just chasing my tail. That's all I'm doing. It's just chasing my tail. I'm just going round and round and round and round and round. The same idea, but I can't get off that general idea to make it better, bigger, better, faster. That's what I should call my computer in the bedroom. Bigger, better, faster. Because it is. It's bigger, it's better, it's faster. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, which is getting out of here. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Hope you all have lots to eat and enjoy family time or doing whatever you're doing. Unfortunately for me, I'll be sitting right here on Thanksgiving Day. So with that, guys, I'll be doing something around here. I'll find something to entertain me with. But in the meantime, keep what I've talked about in mind with the streaming server, the Rex Tech Pub, OBS, my thumbnail. I know that's a big. I know I put a lot on your plate to think about, but break them up into sections. We'll think about one thing first, then we'll go on to the second, the third, and the fourth. So we'll do it like that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get out of here, and I hope all of you have a great Wednesday. Forgetting what day it is for some reason. With that, guys, you all have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Oh yes, Winter Mute, you did get a thank you. Thanks for stopping in at the last second. But anybody else I missed? No, but Winter Mute, if you kind of heard anything that I've been talking about, um, I need other ideas because anyhow, I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.